Years before the catastrophe, a handful of wealthy men and women grew increasingly worried by the political unrest across their countries. Moral panic, witch hunts, and censorship spread like wildfire. This congregation, scientists, professors, artists, felt the need for a place where history and culture could be preserved, safe from those who would destroy it for its seditious content. They pooled their resources in the hopes of creating such a place, free from the volatile swing of political agenda. A vault was to be built. Within it would be enclosed the most comprehensive collection of books and holotapes in history. The project owed much to the efforts of one Professor Cartwright, who at one time worked for a certain Robert Edwin House at the Robco Company, and used his position to secure valuable contracts within Voltec. As the construction of this library began, the intellectuals gathered their private collections, hunted tirelessly for rare texts to complete them. Cartwright would oversee this process and act as the library's caretaker. When it was time, all would gather for shelter, seal the doors behind them. None of them could predict, however, that the bombs would fall so early, and when they did, Cartwright was alone in the library. The professor knew that his days were numbered. To ensure that the library would not die with him, he spent his time reprogramming his robots. The machines would ensure that the library would persevere until the world could once again take advantage of its wisdom. He would endow them with the ability to think, the ability to choose, the ability to learn. Partly because he feared the dangers that might threaten the library in years to come. Partly because as the years grew long, he needed someone, something to soothe his solitude. 200 years have passed. Far enough time for something to go wrong. Today, the courier awakens the library from its long sleep.
Oh, is there somebody out there? What? A radio broadcast? So, there's still people out there fitted with a Pip-Boy, huh? You're coming from a vault, aren't you? Well, come inside. We will take care of you. I fear I must ask you to come in alone, though. We have a strict policy when it comes to our maximum number of guests.
Please move along. If you have any questions, James on the first floor will be happy to answer.
Okay, let's do this right. Greetings, I am James, Rapco Protector on Unit 13882, and personal assistant for Professor Cartwright. How may I help you? This is the library built by the Professor in the year 2072. It is one of the most extensive compilations of human knowledge in the world, provided other collections survive, of course. It serves several purposes, from educating the occasional visitor to helping the survivors, building an enlightened society, to remain a beacon of unaltered knowledge of a bygone era, and a safeguard. From historical revisionism, among others, the victor rewrites history. We need to ensure that the record of past events doesn't get scrapped because of fluctuating political contingencies. Exhaustivity. Each and every book in this place has been properly indexed and sealed in our database, dramatically reducing the risk that any part of mankind's heritage becomes lost. Of course, I'd be happy to answer. We received a fair share of guests in the past, but the last few years, not so much. It seems the Night Stalkers are roaming around, dissuading most travelers from exploring the area. Yes, we'll have to address this problem eventually, but not yet. Not as long as the war outside is raging, at least. First, we are programmed to stay inside and take care of this library. It's the way we're made. The second reason is, well, I can't explain it much further. Let's just say that for now we're playing it submarine style. I'd rather not, at least not for now. I'm all ears. Of course, you're welcome to use our facility. Feel free to ask Roland upstairs for a room in our living quarters. That said, you should know there are some general rules you must observe during your stay here. Oh! Humor! Yes, I got it. And yes, you're pretty much right, actually. As long as your actions do not threaten our collection, no harm should come to you. This is how we are programmed. If at any moment one of us interprets your intentions as harmful to the library, you will be dealt with accordingly. A fixed set of rules means non-dynamic AI. Such design would prevent us from adequately identifying mid- and long-term threats to the library. We need to be able to identify the intentions of our guests based on our careful observations of their behavior, and then react in an appropriate manner. In short, we need to be able to adapt to our guests. Well, it probably sounds more impressive than it is, really. I'm sure Helena will be able to provide you with more satisfying explanations. She's upstairs on the north side. Incidentally, if you're in need of medical attention, she's the one you want to see. No need to tell you that the civilizing process has been going on outside for quite a while now. There are no doubt powerful factions that could get uncomfortable with the idea of unchecked, unfiltered, pre-war knowledge. We want to make sure we can prepare ourselves before one of them takes a sudden interest in regulating this place. We are designed to emulate human thought and have evolved enough to be capable of dynamic problem solving, not unlike humans' critical thinking. We still remain limited by our synthetic nature, but we are still capable of learning and simulating human reactions. Ah! I'm more than willing to answer. Ask away. Back when titles were still relevant, he was a professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Chief Science Officer of RAPCO. His domain of expertise, as you surely guessed, artificial intelligence. Correct. I'm not surprised he still is alive today. When our master told us about him, he was described as quite the resourceful individual. Yes, but I don't know the details. Our master wasn't very much inclined to talk about his former CEO, for some reason. A well-planned intersection of resources, contacts, and wealth. Of course, being in close relation with Vault-Tec's brass also played in his success. Let's proceed. Machines, you mean? Quite a number, I must say. But I imagine you're asking how many of us are gifted with a personality module. A handful. There's me, Helena in the clinic upstairs, Roland in the lounge, and there's also Arthur in the computer room. Each of us has a specific responsibility. Helena has the final word when it comes to our guest's health. Roland takes care of logistics, and Arthur is our database. Everything in between or about the library in general falls upon me. Good preparation, I guess. We have enough resources to sustain ourselves. We produce our own energy, recycle most of our scrap. Our Mr. Handy units go outside and scavenge when needed, and keep both the facility and us protectrons in top condition. Yes. Besides reading, on the first level you'll find the movie theater, the reading room, the laundry, the borrowing service, and the computer room. Not that much on this one, except our database, Arthur, and he's not very responsive. On the second floor there's a living quarters, the lounge where you'll find Roland, the cafeteria, Helena's infirmary, and the classroom. Why do we have a classroom? Don't hesitate to ask Roland for a room. Besides reading, not that... Wait. Now that the rules and regulations are taken care of, can I ask you a question? I heard that the outside world is violent. Seeing you carry these weapons around, I assume you can take care of yourself out there. You already killed someone, didn't you? How did it feel? My entire existence has taken place in this library, and so I often have trouble relating to the outside world. The violence. You could say I only wish to understand it better, so I can understand our guest as well. Then let's hope it won't change anytime soon. Thank you for your answer. Please enjoy the library.
Oh, terrific! Daddy's boy let another bum in the door. Well, welcome to Library Day Roland. Don't steal any of my shit, okay? Looks like you can't read anyways, so I probably don't have much to worry about. Well, it's not my fault. I had abusive parents and they, used to hit me. Alright, I see how it is. Well, here's your room key, ma'am. We have all-night room service, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and dog-sized cockroaches. Enjoy your stay. Do you need a hand or something? You know, you're lucky I don't have 6 fingers, or I'd give you 4 middle fingers instead of just 1. Huh? Oh, well. When did you take an interest in the interpersonal politics of a bunch of soulless machines, huh? Prim who now? Oh, we all look the same to you. Is that it, you racist motherfucker? Yeah, I thought so. Well, we look more different than Asians, at least. Uh-oh. I didn't say that. Look, you just mind your own goddamn business and go back to inhaling all the oxygen and jerking off to whatever you filthy animals do, okay? I'll give you humans this. I'm jealous of that whole disappointed look down and shake your head emote when another of your species is doing something utterly pathetic, like rummaging through another person's trash. I wish I could do that. If I was human, I'd be doing that to you right now. Only if you tell me what you intend to do with them. Ha! No shit! You use trash as money? How about you give me something of actual value if you want me to share some sweet info with you? How about this? I propose a game. You give me a weapon repair kit, and I'll give you the first hint, which might lead you to where the caps are. Excellent! So yeah, that little hint. It's time to drop the kids off at the pool. It's time to go build a log cabin. It's time to go make a deposit at the porcelain bank. You get me? Listen carefully. Are you ready? Here it is. Time to go drop the kids off at the pool. Come back soon. Oh, recipe books on cooking radioactive dirt? I'm sorry, but they're all out at the moment. A dump! That's our executive suite! I'm sorry you're not pleased with the accommodations. Just as if, my good woman, we put a lovely woman named Piper in there. Well, alright, buddy, I've been clearly outplayed. You go use your crude little lock-picking device, human, and see what it gets you. Oh, maid. Maid! This lady's toilet is clogged. Oh, that's right. She's dead. Oh, well, she's one of our lovely guests that consumed almost all of the remaining food supplies and defecates in toilets that don't even flush anymore. Which I can all smell, by the way! I'm shocked. Shocked! You of all people are a quitter. Oh, well, she's one of our lovely guests that consumed almost all of the remaining food supplies and defecates in toilet, which I can all smell, by the way! In detail? Rather tall, one hand with 3 fingers, cool eye patch, dirty as hell, spoke loudly, snored louder, spilled blood all over the place. It took a whole 6 months to get better. Scolded our master about some obscure shit and I couldn't care less about, and it finally went away. You know, I read how the typical adult human body contains 5 to 6 liters of blood, but it doesn't really register until you see so much of it pooled out on the ground in front of you. It took 4.7 hours for our maintenance boss to scrub it all away. What a mess. Luckily, Helena took that bloody disaster to the infirmary before it spread to the Persian rug. Shit, man, are you gonna play detective all night here? What does it matter anymore? Yes, they did, and no, I didn't know what it was all about. Yeah, well, she was all messed up. Your organics take forever to kind of heal back to some kind of semblance of a working order. Even then, you're never 100% again. I'm glad I'm not one of you. Anyways, why don't you go ask Helena? She'll elaborate more on this. Jeez. Well, since we're besties now, I could try, but honestly,
One thing is for sure. We are leaving tomorrow. Our stay here has been utterly pointless, and Knight Roger hasn't been the most helpful auxiliary. It is rather safe to say that his main preoccupations were playing the pool table and stuffing himself with pre-war food. Aldrich here. It's about time I found something relevant to... Roger, stop frightening me like that! What is it now? Wait. You smell like cigarettes. Did you actually smoke inside the library? Are you crazy? What do you think will happen to us if those monomaniacal contraptions notice one of us is smoking in a library? Well, I don't know either. And I don't want to know. So get your into a shower and get rid of that filthy smell before they catch you. If their maker gave them something as useless as a personality, I wouldn't be surprised if they're also equipped with some sort of sniffing module. And even if they aren't, you really stink. So chop chop, shower. And with Knight Erickson on top of that. But I have good hope. I will find something actually useful down here. Finding this place is just my luck, and the perfect opportunity to shine.
So, are you getting comfortable in the library? I was wondering perhaps you could help me with something. No problem. Tell me how I can be of service. Well, you should ask Roland for any kind of misplaced books, I fear. He usually loiters around in the lounge on the second floor. What? Of course not. Personality modules were hard enough to come by, not to be wasted on some kind of terminal. It took months for our master to manufacture each one of those. Some years ago, 2 people came here. The first one wore some kind of purple robes. The second had heavy armor, military. From what I could gather, they were on some kind of scouting mission. The robed one, Dexter, really did extensive research. Consulted a great deal of books, but never told me what he was looking for exactly. I would like you to see if you can find anything out about them. They left in such a hurry that I had no time to ask what they intended to do with their knowledge of this place. Maybe they forgot something. They did not even tell me if they learned something useful. I don't know how to put this. We lost both keys to their room. So maybe there's something in it, maybe not. I have no way to be sure. My siblings told me I was overacting when I suggested blowing up the doors to get inside. Besides, Roland has the final word when it comes to the living quarters. You can probably guess what his answer was. Because they did. Dexter liked to record his observations at the first opportunity. It is something we strongly encourage our guests to do. And to share with us for survey reasons. We didn't expect that he would record so many, though. Worst thing is, he left them scattered all over the place. No, wait. The real worst thing was that there wasn't any relevant information on these. Yeah, it's a big deal. We had to deal with some rough situations in the past. We are trying to learn from our mistakes. It's pretty important for me, for us, to know how outside people perceive this place, and what they intend to do with what they learned here. We once received a visit from a group of slavers. They had been tipped off by one of our previous guests, who told them that there was food and shelter here. Things got quickly out of hand. We had to drive them off, violently. We had to seal this place off for a few months, the time to let things blow off, calm down. Roland should know which room those 2 were occupying. There might be something there, a note or a recording on what they thought about this place. Good. Come back when you've found something.